Welcome to Bristol Motor Speedway for the TGRA Alcatel-Lucent Series Irwin Tools 500. It's the last race before the chase at this unique half-mile track. Kyle Busch is on the pole, one of the people that could lock themselves in with a win. Now let's look at our current chase standings coming into Thunder Valley. As we see here, we'll look at our current chase standings. So, Jeff Gordon would be in first, and then Kevin Harvick, they both have 2 wins, and Tyson Gifford, Denny Hamlin, Carl Edwards, Spencer Tritt, and then Sam Hornish Jr. Then Jeb Burton, he's on top. He's in the regular points lead. Then Dale Jr., Matt Kenseth, Joey Logano, Ryan Smith, Kyle Larson, and Danica Patrick. Then under the chase cut line is Boyer, Kane, Johnson, and Newman. Let's look at the drivers to watch for here at Bristol. Kyle Busch, he's always a threat here at Bristol. He has 6 wins in the Cup Series. Brad Keselowski, he's starting up front. He loves Bristol here. And he won the Xfinity race. And Matt Kenseth, he's starting a little deep in the field, but he can get up to the front and hopefully win this race. Now let's go down trackside for our opening ceremonies.
Drivers, start your engines.
Cars roll off. Now let's look at our Irwin Tools 500 starting lineup. Row 1 is Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick. Row 2 is Ryan Smith, the baller from Baltimore, and last week's winner, Jeff Gordon. Row 3, Brett Moffitt and Brad Keselowski. Row 4, Kurt Busch and Trevor Bayne. Row 5, Danica Patrick and Kyle Larson. Row 6, Tyson Gifford and 6-time Jim Johnson. Row 7, AJ Allmendinger and Schmoke, Tony Stewart. Row 8 is David Reagan and Ryan Newman. Row 9 is DiBenedetto and Kenseth. Row 10 is Dale Jr. and Austin Dillon. Row 11 is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Casey Kane. Row 12 is Sam Hornish Jr. and Clint Boyer. Row 13 is Denny Hamlin and Joey Logano. Row 14 is Michael Nett and Carl Edwards. Row 15 is Jeb Burton and McMurray. And rounding out the field is Swaggy. It's a 0.5 mile track. It's an 11-lap race. And the last race before the chase is underway. Green flag is in the air at Thunder Valley. Kyle Busch leads us into turn 1. As Kevin Harvick goes down on the bottom lane along with Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon slips into Ryan Smith going through the middle. Now Ryan Smith takes second. Kyle Busch leads lap 1 on board with Ryan Smith. And Ryan goes into the inside and passes Kyle Busch. Ryan Smith will lead lap 2. Into the corner they go. On lap 3, flyby of the field as David Reagan making up some ground. It's the last great Coliseum, as they call it. Ryan Smith is still in the lead. Kyle Busch is behind. Oh, we got a caution. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Dillon, Kane, Hornish pile up right on the front stretch, right at the start-finish line. What a wreck. I honestly don't know what happened. Hornish is going to be loaded up. Same with Stenhouse, Dillon, and Kane. Kane is a race to the chase contender. He might not be able to get in because of that wreck. Now let's look at the replay, see what happened. Yeah, it looks like Dillon goes 3 wide, and then Stenhouse just comes down on him, wrecks him. Causes a chain reaction. Now it's time for the restart on lap 5. Green flag is in the air, and Kyle Larson hits the wall and wrecks. Oh, we got a wreck already. Kurt Busch, Larson, and Bayne wreck on lap 5 on the restart. Wow. Danica was also involved. Danica, Tony, Reagan. Let's look at the replay to see what happened. That was just crazy. Oh yeah, it looks like he got loose and Danica just kept going and then wrecked. Yeah, not good for Larson. And we'll be back after these messages.
Riding the dog like it's a small horse is frowned upon in this establishment. Luckily, though, I conceal this bad boy underneath my blanket just so I can get on E-Trade, check my investment portfolio, research stocks. Wait, why you say? Oh, I see. Solitary. Just a man and his thoughts and a smartphone with an E-Trade app. Nobody knows. E-Trade. Investing Unleashed.
Welcome back. Right now it is downpouring, so we are currently under a red flag condition. We'll be back with you in a few. Looks like cars are fired up now. Let's look at our restarting lineup. Row 1 is Ryan Smith and Kyle Busch. Row 2 is Harvick and Gordon. Row 3 is Keselowski and Brett Moffitt. Row 4 is Tony Stewart and Danica. And row 5 is Tyson Gifford and AJ Allmendinger. Now, let's look at the drivers on the bubble as we restart with 3 laps to go. Kyle Larson, he's currently 26. He's 11th in points coming in here. He might not make the chase. Danica Patrick, she's 13th in points. She's currently 8th. She has a chance to win. Clint Boyer, he's 18th right now. He was 14th in points. He could get in because Kyle Larson could get knocked out. Kane now does not have a chance of getting into the chase. And Jimmy Johnson and Ryan Newman could lock themselves in by winning. Now it's time for the restart with 3 laps to go. Wait for it. Wait for it. Green flag is in the air at Thunder Valley. Ryan Smith and Kyle Busch lead us down into 3. And Danica Patrick makes it 4 wide. Now she slips into 3rd. We're getting word that Brad Keselowski violated the restart protocol and will have to go down pit road for a pass-through penalty. There he goes, a slow 25 miles per hour. Sucks for him. And now look at that, Danica making a move with 2 laps to go and slips up in front of Ryan. She is leading with 1 lap to go on board with Danica. And she gets loose on the backstretch, down on the bottom, but no, she comes right back up into Ryan. She regains the lead. Danica Patrick wins at Bristol and will get in the chase. What an exciting finish. My goodness. And there's Brad. Danica doing a burnout. Great job for Danica. Now let's look at the restart to see what happened. Why Brad Keselowski did it. So here we are. Here we go. Right there, Brad Keselowski violates it. He gets out of his lane. He's not supposed to change lanes before the start-finish line. That's a perfect call by NASCAR officials. Now let's look at the finishing results. Danica finishes 1st. 2nd was Ryan Smith. 3rd was Kyle Busch. 4th was Kevin Harvick. 5th was Jeff Gordon. 6th was Brett Moffitt. And 7th was Tony Stewart. Great job for him. Good race. 8th was Tyson Gifford. 9th was David Reagan. 10th was AJ. 11th was Dale Jr. 12th was DiBenedetto. 13th was Jimmy Johnson. 14th was Clint Boyer. Could he get into the chase with that? We'll have to look at that. Newman was 15th, and Kenseth, Hamlin, Jeb Burton, and Carl Edwards. Then Michael Annett, Spencer Tritt, Joey Logano, Jamie McMurray, and Kurt Busch finished last on the lead lap. Then Brad Keselowski finished last on the lead lap. My bad. Then Larson, Bain, Hornish, Kane, Dillon, and Stenhouse round out the field for this race. Now let's look at our chase drivers. This is exciting. Here we go. It's Gordon, Harvick, Tyson, Danica, Hamlin, Edwards, Spencer, then Hornish, Dale Jr., Jeb Burton, Matt Kenseth, Ryan Smith, Joey Logano, and Clint Bowyer makes it in by only 1 point over Kyle Larson. Sucks for Larson, Johnson, Newman, and Kane. They missed it. Anyway, next week is Niagara Falls race 1 of the chase. It's round 1. It's the Challenger round. See you next week. Molly622 signing out.